Hoi folks, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. Today we are returning to ScrawlrBox, and I know it's literally been a week. It's 1 week since I did the unboxing of this, but if you watched that last video, which I highly recommend because there is also a giveaway in that video as well, so make sure you go and check that out and follow the instructions for entering that giveaway. But yes, if you watch that video, you'll know that I made a little bit of a boo-boo, which meant that I was very late in opening the box because I had it laying around for quite a while before I actually got to it. Yeah, my bad. So I thought I would follow up straight away with that one and do the ScrawlrChallenge, because I know very soon the next ScrawlrBox is going to be out, and you know, then we're going to be ScrawlrBox heavy, and I've got lots of other things planned for this month. Little bit of a sneaky peek, I've got an Inktober video coming up, which is not doing ink drawings. Intrigued. I also have Monster Bash. So I have made my own Monster Bash videos for the last few years, unofficially. This year I am officially one of the creators in Monster Bash. Very excited. So yeah, watch out for that towards the end of the month as well. But right now we need to get to ScrawlrBox, and I've actually done a little bit of preparation which I've been sharing over on my Patreon Discord. But let me turn the camera around. We'll have a quick refresh on what we've got in this box, because it is a good box. I'll show you some of my sketches, and then we'll get on to creating a piece of artwork, and also reviewing another cup of tea from the Bird and Blend mixed tea bag selection. It's going to be a fun-packed video. Let's get stuck in. Welcome back to my very messy desk, which actually doesn't look too bad with all of these lights on it. It looks nice and, well, mainly white, but yeah, you can really see there are a lot of issues with it. I really need to sort this out at some point. You can see all of the swatching that I did last week on this box. Let's crack it open and have a look inside. So we have got the Frisk acrylic markers, set of 12, which I was very impressed with when I unboxed them. Not to give spoilers if you haven't seen the unboxing, and if you haven't, go over and watch it. But there we go, they are the markers. We also have a Unipin fine liner and a 0.9, which is slowly building up that collection of Unipins that we are getting with ScrawlrBox, and a Derwent sketching 2B, which I was very happy with because of the size of the graphite lead in that. It's very nice indeed. Obviously we've got all of our Scrawler stuff in here as well, plus the Bristol board. So these are the swatches that I did last time, and you can see just how opaque the paint is. It's very, very nice. Yeah, the gold does look like it's separated slightly, but I would give that more of a shake today. Not sure I'm going to be using it. I may use the silver one. But yeah, those are the contents for this box that we're going to be using to create our piece of artwork. So I did tease that I have been actually doing some sketching, which is very it's not unlike me to do sketching. It's unlike me to sketch in preparation for a ScrawlrBox video or just a quick art video. I tend to just wing it. I have an idea and I go with it, and that's the way I like to work generally. But I have been doing more studying for myself, just for my own art development, and I encourage all of you to do that. So one artist who not only am I a fan of, but we do check in on each other occasionally via Instagram and just generally chat and catch up with each other, is Rod Gunn. So Rod loves drawing cute animals, cute monsters, pin-up girls. If you haven't seen Rod's art, go and check it out. It is absolutely amazing. But he and I share a love of wildlife, but in particular red pandas, and I've been using the 21 Draw, which I have a subscription to from ages ago because they had a deal on that, and I've been going through one of Rod's courses on there, which is for character design, and as part of that I was sketching out some red pandas, I actually did some foxes as well, but I thought that the red panda was really nice. This, by the way, is Frisk newsprint paper, in case you're wondering, because I always get questions about that kind of stuff. So yeah, I thought today I would use the paint markers and take some inspiration from the featured artist in the Scrawler box, but do my own version of a red panda. I'm leaning towards this sketch here because it's just so cute. As a kind of little gift to Rod, I might even send it out to him as well as a little thank you for, you know, just generally being there to chat to and everything he's done for the art community in terms of lessons and stuff. As I say, if you haven't checked Rod out, definitely go and do so. He is a really, really lovely guy. So yeah, that is the plan for today. Red panda in acrylic markers. We also need to pick a cup of tea for today. So let's have a look what we've got. Gingerbread chai, so spiced gingerbread chai tea. I'm not sure you need to put chai and tea. Chai is tea. So that is the tea that we're going to have today whilst we are creating a red panda. Quite fitting that we've got this nice orangey red panda border as well. So I think I'm gonna sketch out my idea, and then I will brew a cup of tea, and the cup of tea will be there whilst I'm actually doing the painting section. But first, I guess I should get my sketch all sorted out. So I'll be back in just a moment and I'll show you what I've come up with. Okay, right, so just a few minutes later I've got my sketch down, and actually this is a time to talk about an important thing with sketching. So when I did my initial sketch here, I was using photo reference, and I use that reference to then kind of riff on it and do my own thing and change things about slightly to where I like them. This was done yesterday, and then that's given me time to kind of think about that in my mind. So when I've done this sketch, there are differences between the two, and it's using a sketch as your reference means that you're one part removed from your initial reference, and it becomes a little bit more you. It's just a little thing that I like to do, and I thought it might be fun to share with you. So this is my sketch that I've got. Next thing I need to do is go and obviously make a cup of tea and then sit down and start actually painting this up with these acrylic markers that we've got over here. The pencil, by the way, really nice. I really do like this pencil, and you know, I think the pencils don't get enough love sometimes, and I'm guilty of it, so I was going, well, it's a pencil. But yeah, actually very nice to use. Very good sketching pencil. So let me get myself sorted, and I think we'll do the painting in time lapse, and then I'll come back to you at the end with my final thoughts. So this is actually a fairly simple process for a piece like this, particularly with paint markers. What I generally do is go through and just block out all of the base colours, and I really do just go in, well, this is going to be red, this is going to be orange, and I just block it all out very flatly. Then once that's done, I come back and I start to blend in between. There's lots of different ways that you can blend paint markers. My preferred way is stippling, so you'll see quite a lot of stippling on this one, and I'm just going to go backwards and forwards and play about with this and just build up. I said last time I'm having a lot of fun just actually spending time on my art instead of rushing through and being on a tight deadline, making sure I film everything well in advance and just enjoying myself, because that's what we should be doing with our art. We should be enjoying ourselves. We should be making sure we're having a positive mental attitude and coming away from art feeling good. It is an amazing tool for our mental health, and we should be using it as such. So yeah, that's the process for this one. Block colour, stipple, block colour, stipple, and there's a few other surprises in here as well, like using the fine liner and a couple of other bits as well. But I did mention at the start of this video that the sketch for this had been shared over on the Patreon Discord, and if you'd like to see that kind of thing in the future, you are more than welcome to join the Discord. The links are down below in the link tree and other places, or just search for Uncle Frogface on Patreon. You can join these lovely people and all of the additional benefits that they get, and the support for the channel really does go a massive way. We're constantly growing and I'm constantly learning, and it's really lovely to chat to you guys as well. But if you don't have the money to support via Patreon, or you don't fancy putting your hands in your pockets, which I completely understand, there is a much easier way to support me and the channel, and all you have to do is click subscribe. That's right, every YouTuber says it, but it really does help. That dreaded algorithm, we have to teach it that people are actually interested in our content, and the way we do that is by subscribe and like. If you like a video, YouTube sees that and says, oh, maybe some other people will like that as well. So if you're enjoying it, good chances are someone else will, so let YouTube know. But back to the painting, you can see all of the block colours are in now on the panda itself, and I'm just going in adding a little bit of highlight with the yellow, but the stippling for all of this is pretty much done the same way. There was a couple of dashes in there to give a bit of fur direction as well. But when you've got two colours next to each other, you can go one way with the colour. So here, for instance, we've got the orange and the red. You can put the orange in the red, but also go back with the red and blend in the opposite direction, and it just softens that edge, particularly with something like an animal where it's not all uniform colours and you've got that variation. It really does help. So I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this time lapse to some lovely chill out music, and I'll catch you at the end with my final thoughts. Okay, I think we can just about call that finished. I don't want to work too much on this and overwork it, but I'm pleased with how this ended up. I kind of, when I'm using paint markers, I really like to stipple with them. I just find it works really well for my style. I like how this has come together. I was unsure about putting a background in, but once I put in the purple branch, I was like, yeah, it needs a little something. So I just put that in there, and of course we've got the metallic silver in there as well. So let's start first of all with the tea. It was a very nice chai latte with just a hint of gingerbread. Yeah, it was okay. Not my favourite so far, but yeah, a good solid chai tea. It could have done with being a little bit stronger, but maybe that's just me. To the art supplies. So, the pencil, as we know from the sketch, really, really nice pencil. I think this is, yeah, I'm going to be using this one a lot. So that'll go along with my black wings and a few others. The uni pin, yeah, again, really good. We've had uni pins before. As I said, we're getting the collection of the different sizes of uni pins, so maybe I'll have a full set soon. But they work really well with the acrylic paint in these markers, so they lay over it really nicely. They don't lift up when you use paint over either, which is really good. Then the actual markers themselves, they've done brilliantly. The coverage is really nice. It gives a really nice flat illustrative look. It almost looks like gouache with how flat and matte the whole thing is. So I really like that. The range of colours work really well. I could have mixed these in a separate palette and used them with a paintbrush, but I wanted to use them just as they are. But yeah, overall, really impressed. The only thing I wasn't a huge fan of is the paper. So when I did the swatching, I did say, oh, the purple is pilling a little bit, and maybe that's just me being heavy-handed. And then when I used all of the others, they were all very newly saturated, and you know, they went down really well. I'd used them a little bit on the box of the Scrawler box as well, and they didn't really pill that much. And yet this, working on this, the paper has pilled a lot. You can kind of see all of these little dots and bumps. This is everywhere that the paint, or the nibs of the paint, have lifted the paper, and then it's dried with these little paper pills in it. It's fine. From a distance you don't really notice it, but something to be aware of that, yeah, maybe different paper in the future, or a canvas or something like that. But I'm really pleased that I went with the red panda. It is one of my favourite animals, and whenever I go to Chester Zoo, I always look out for the red pandas. They're usually asleep. But not always, and it is fun when they're walking around. So this is how I'm used to seeing red pandas, just fully asleep. I'd love to know what you guys think of this piece of artwork and of the supplies as well. So do leave a comment down below. Don't forget to check out the unboxing of this Scrawler box for your chance to win a Scrawler box, and I might put a little something extra in there as well. As always, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.